one of the greatest made.
Updates on the Supreme Court nomination process for Judge Amy Coney Barrett. We'll talk about what's happened and what's up next.
Utah mom creates Journey to Disneyland walk to help her son with Down syndrome overcome his depression.
A California woman went missing at Zion National Park after going on a hike. Welcome to Newsline. It's Thursday, October 15th. I'm Joseph Carson.
And I'm Allie Arnold. Following yesterday's question and answer portion, today Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the nomination hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court will be brought to the Senate floor next Friday on the 23rd.
John Lawrence shares more details about the hearing with us from Washington, D.C.
Judge Amy Coney Barrett moving closer to a seat on the Supreme Court of the United States.
I would say you're one of the greatest picks President Trump could have made.
Barrett was grilled over a 2-day period on issues including health care, voting rights, and the environment.
Do you believe that climate change is happening and is threatening the air we breathe and the water we drink?
I will not express a view on a matter of public policy, especially one that is politically controversial.
You've made your point clear that you believe it's a debatable point.
If Barrett is confirmed, she will succeed the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and give the High Court a 6-3 conservative majority.
We've seen that our Democratic colleagues have very few questions actually to raise about Judge Barrett's qualifications.
Among the questions Barrett wouldn't answer included whether she would recuse herself in a possible legal battle over November's presidential election.
I certainly hope that all members of the committee have more confidence in my integrity than to think that I would allow myself to be used as a pawn to decide this election for the American people.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
As of today, the total coronavirus case count in Utah is over 88,000. There has been more than 1 million tests reported and more than 940,000 people have been tested. The total number of hospitalizations is 4,460 with 527 total COVID deaths.
Today is National Hand Washing Day, and this year it's more important than ever to keep your hands clean. Small businesses rise to the demand for the essential product that makes hand hygiene possible: soap.
Water, soap, and 20 seconds of lathering. Those 3 steps make the perfect hand washing recipe. In this home in Linden, Utah, walk down into the basement and you'll find a large studio dedicated to the product that keeps your germs at bay: soap. Lynette and Alex are mother-daughter co-owners of The Skin Candy, a bath and body company that makes an array of products, including handmade bars of soap. The combination of oils, water, and lye, along with a few additives of scents and colors, creates the product that people have used for thousands of years. But how does it work?
What it is that soap is the agent that will bring and get so dirt off of your hands, softens dirt.
This, combined with the friction from hand scrubbing, gets the germs off of your hands, which makes homemade soap just as useful as antibacterial soap. During the pandemic, the mother-daughter duo had to expand to help with the demand of products, as people look to support local businesses and stay healthy.
To get 2 extra workers to come every day to kind of help us keep up with our normal orders as well as our Etsy orders.
The two think the rising interest in homemade skincare products is due to more people being concerned about the ingredients. Customers trust that local and homemade businesses put more care in what's inside the bottle.
And people are seeing a difference in handmade products. Handmade products really are made with love.
So next time you wash your hands, remember the 3 basic steps and the businesses that make it possible.
Even though members of the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are slowly returning to chapels things have not gone back to normal yet. Newsline reporter Emma Evans explains the challenges young single adult wards face at BYU.
YSA wards are usually focused on social activities that help the members get to know each other, but with restrictions from the state, church leaders, and BYU, those activities have been greatly reduced. After the church released the newest guidelines, student wards started adapting to comply with those as well as other rules from BYU.
So we had to change family, home evening groups to make them smaller, and we can't have activities.
Baxton also says that interviews and callings are done over the phone and that they haven't been done that way before. Wards usually meet for 40 minutes on Sunday, and one YSA ward just started second-hour classes over Zoom last week. But these changes make it difficult for leaders to connect with ward members in their jurisdiction.
I can tell more so now than ever that the elders want to be together and they want to come together as one quorum.
In many BYU wards, the Elders Quorum and Relief Society presidents must implement strategies to keep in contact with their members.
Like dropping off a tree, just kind of things like that. Stay connected. But
They are also utilizing newsletters and group chats, as well as in-person or online meetings with each apartment.
We're going to continue to minister each other. We're going to continue to have activities so that we can each other better.
Even though they can't meet as often in person, the leaders all hope that members will take the initiative to strengthen their testimonies on their own. Reporting for NewsLine, I'm Emma Evans.
the face mask mandate has made communication more challenging, especially for the deaf community. Mandy Welker takes us into the lives of the hearing impaired.
The pandemic inspired the Sigura family to start a YouTube channel to help promote deaf culture awareness. Emily Sigura is deaf with a cochlear implant and can communicate by signing and speaking. For one of their YouTube videos, Emily removed her implant and had her husband quiz her on her lip reading abilities. This video has over 8,000 views. Though Emily has an entire life of lip reading experience, it's still difficult to rely on lip reading for communication. Communicating while wearing face masks is a new challenge we all encounter daily. For those in the deaf community, this adjustment has been extremely frustrating. Now that health and government officials have encouraged us to wear face masks, there are no lips to read. There have been efforts to make clear face masks to help address this issue. However, not all clear face masks are the same. Each clear face mask can fall into one of three types: face shields, clear plastic with fabric edging, and clear plastics with foam edging. Face shields have great visibility but can often reflect light, causing glares. Masks that have clear plastic with fabric edging are actually not effective at all. The fabric edging blocks in moisture from breathing and will fog up the plastic piece, defeating the idea of a clear mask. Clear masks with foam edging has been very effective but are usually the most expensive of all the clear mask types. Despite the difficult circumstances, Hannah Larson has recognized a positive side effect of the COVID pandemic.
Everybody is starting to understand a little bit of what it's like to be me.
This communication barrier has allowed for people with good hearing to better understand the challenges of being deaf. Hannah hopes that the pandemic's way of bringing awareness to deaf culture will encourage others to make better efforts to communicate with those that struggle to hear.
If this is going to help incentivize people to learn ASL. Face masks can't really talk, but your hands are still free.
Reporting for NewsLine, I'm Mandy Welker.
The pandemic has changed the procedures of a lot of facilities around campus. Music majors are adapting to new policies to keep them safe. NewsLine reporter Lizeth Bahar is at the HVAC practice rooms to tell us how social distancing is shaping this music major school year.
Today, music students come to the practice rooms in the Harris Fine Arts Center to practice their instruments or voice. But new policies and practices could strike a sour note for some students.
Yeah, so I was just doing my homework here and all of a sudden I heard someone doing some voice exercises next door and I was like, what the?
The School of Music drastically reduced hours for the practice rooms, forcing students to practice elsewhere to complete the required hours.
In order to complete all of my practice hours for the week, I have to practice at home.
This is unfortunate, the way we have to do these practice rooms, but I'm sure that there are good reasons for it, but it's tricky.
Some professors, feeling sorry for their students, have allowed them to use their offices to complete their hours.
Being able to use my professor's office for a practice room has been really helpful. Yeah, and I'm really grateful for that.
Currently, cleaning crews have to close their rooms during certain times of the day to deep disinfect. The students don't get to use the whole hour because they have to leave time in between so the rooms can aerate between students. The school made some changes to the practice area, such as the addition of a sink in the middle of the hallway and many more hand sanitizing stations. Right now, the practice rooms are only available to music majors with prior reservation. We don't know how long this pandemic is going to last, but music students hope the policies for the practice room can come back to normal as soon as possible. Lisa Tveja reporting for NewsLine.
Thanks,
Lisa. Amid the pandemic, Utahns are looking for ways to get out of the house. As a result, bicycling has more than doubled within the past few months. The Utah Department of Transportation says that this not only has a positive effect on traffic congestion, but also on the physical well-being of community members. Mapleton Lateral Canal Trail is up 314%. The Jordan River Trail is up 171%, and the Provo Trail is at 133%. If Utah Congressman gets his way, the state will soon have its 6th national park. Congressman Chris Stewart reintroduced the Grand Staircase Escalante Enhancement Act, his second time to introduce the legislation to Congress. The act would create Escalante Canyon National Park from within the boundaries of the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. It would also codify 2 national monuments and a national park.
The search continues for Holly Cordier. The 38-year-old mother disappeared in Zion National Park October 6th. Park rangers say Cordier was hiking the Cayenta Trail heading towards Emerald Pools. Kaylee Chambers, Cordier's 19-year-old daughter, says her mother is an experienced hiker and familiar with Zion National Park. Park officials are sending about 5 search teams and rescue teams on the ground each day, as well as searching by helicopter.
Today we got a 10-degree temperature drop and red flag warnings across the state. When you can expect it to warm up, coming up.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
One way Utah is trying to stay on top of the COVID-19 pandemic is through testing our wastewater, and the latest results aren't looking so good. NewsLine reporter Joseph Carson went to the Provo Water Reclamation Facility to find out more. Joseph.
Here in Utah, we have a secret weapon for spotting COVID-19 outbreaks before they happen. And no, it's not a crystal ball, it's your poop.
Most COVID tests are taken after a person has started showing symptoms or been exposed. But scientists in Utah are testing our wastewater to catch outbreaks before they even happen. Human waste is a stinky yet effective tool for measuring outbreaks.
The wastewater is collected from homes, businesses, restaurants, various industries throughout the city of Provo and the sewage collection system.
Basically anything that goes down the drain or down the toilet. The wastewater then goes through a series of screens and is made into a composite sample of the past 24 hours. Then
shake it up really good, and then I pour it into a bottle that we mark for COVID. And then students have been coming to collect that sample and then test it.
If you're infected with COVID-19, anything that comes out of you will also be positive for the virus. So if you use the bathroom, that'll all end up in your city's wastewater.
gross, but it works. In September, Utah State University spotted a potential outbreak after finding rising amounts of COVID-19 in the wastewater under the student dorms and ordered 300 students to quarantine. The current data from the most recent tests shows COVID-19 increasing in Provo, Salt Lake City, Brigham City, and others. It's a reminder to keep wearing a mask, avoiding groups, and washing your hands.
You might be helping your city's virus prevention without even realizing it. Reporting for NewsLine in Provo, I'm Joseph Carson.
Thanks, Joseph.
If you love love sunsets as much as I do, I highly recommend you follow the National Weather Service Salt Lake City Twitter page. All of these are submissions from last night in places like Moab, the Great Salt Lake, and Tooele. This week's cold front that gave us the mid to high level clouds, plus the tilt of the earth during fall, adds up to give us these phenomenal fall colors. Now with weather, everything's a little bit of a give and take. So we were given those gorgeous sunsets, and now we're going to take some red flag warnings. We've got a high pressure system building up in the north, and that plus high winds across the entire state are causing for these areas of red flag warnings. And we will have that really affecting our weather, but today we will be seeing the coldest temperatures that we've seen all week. In Logan, we have a high of 55, low of 30. Salt Lake City with a high of 57, low of 38. Here in Provo, we have that high of 60, low of 34, and in Wendover, we have a high of 62, low of 33. Vernal, high of 61, low of 31. Price, high of 62, low of 35. Here in Richfield, we have a high of 65, low of 33. Moab, high of 72, low of 37. Blanding with a high of 71, low of 40. And St. George, the warmest temperature for the day, high of 84, low of 53. Now, southern Utah has really lost their 90-degree weather. As you can see, today and tomorrow we will be having the high of 83, and Saturday will be a high of 87. Lows all across the board in the 50s, even dropping on Tuesday to 37. But Monday, luckily, will be some warm weather with that high of 85. In northern Utah, we are seeing the same kind of drop. It's going to be cold tomorrow, and then you'll have your weekend warming up to the 70s. So make sure you grab your jackets, go get those nice pictures of the sunset, and send them to us. Back to you guys.
A pandemic can't stop these businesses. NewsLine reporter Emily Roberts is on University Avenue to tell us about Provo's fresh batch of interesting things to do.
From soap making to fish spas to axe throwing, Provo is known for a wide variety of unique things to do for dates, family nights, for friends, or just for by yourself. I'm here on University Avenue where 3 new businesses have opened up with that signature Provo flair.
Just last week, a family hobby turned into a business.
This last summer with COVID, we started selling stuff online, so we decided it would be kind of fun to try and do a store.
Whether you choose to tie-dye one of their items or bring your own, Club Tie-Dye has something for everyone.
It's really fun for students for like a date night activity, or it's fun also for kids or girls' night.
Right next door is the Wick Lab, which opened last year. Customers can come to create their own unique candles.
And you could sit down at the bar with us and we can help you come up with a combination of 3 scents to put into your final candle. Anyone that likes candles can come in and make a candle.
The shop's creator, Bailey, loved the idea of making candles and would give them as gifts, which inspired the Wick Lab.
And she just had the idea when she moved to Utah that Utah needed a candle making shop, so she created it.
And finally, next door to the Wick Lab, this restaurant is the new burger on the block. Through the back door of Heber Hatchets, a popular axe throwing spot, is Backdoor Burger.
Mostly just with the, like I say, just with the intention of feeding the people throwing hatchets, but it's kind of grew from there.
Greg Meekum takes pride in finding new ways to serve up hamburgers with surprising add-ons such as caramel apples, shredded coconut, peanut butter, and tempura shrimp.
The food that I'd done before is more high-end food, and that was where my background was. I ended up doing it and just kind of liked it as a challenge to try and sort of reinvent the hamburger and turn it into something different.
Despite COVID, plenty of new businesses like this are popping up. Be sure to check them out. This is Emily Roberts reporting for NewsLine, signing out.
Peanut butter on a burger. That sounds interesting. Thanks, Emily. Well, one ward in Utah welcomes church members back with a parody song. BYU is now offering social innovation courses where students learn how to solve social problems and serve the community.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You could touch a God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Stand in the Hall of Fame. to just be preachers. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and one man's journey to overcome depression gave his family members an opportunity to speak up about being kind. When Kai Pappenfuss showed symptoms for depression, his mom Junko decided to motivate him by walking to Disneyland. Not to California, but the distance. At first, Junko and Kai thought they were alone on this journey, but that quickly changed when the neighbors decided to join as well. They painted rocks so Kai could find them on the trail and dressed up as Disney characters to cheer for Kai during his walk.
Kai definitely could not have done it without our community, which is our neighborhood, our friends, our family, and they all went above and beyond in trying to support Kai.
When KSL News shared the story on their Instagram, some people made snarky comments that made Kai's friends and family members very uncomfortable. One Instagram user said, "It's closed, turn around." Another user said that he was disappointed to walk all that way to find out Disneyland is closed. Kyrie said, "The motive behind what someone says isn't justification for the offensive things they say. What they said had a big impact on all of us." Kai's older sister Serene posted on Instagram yesterday how this behavior was expected and that we should be kind to others even when it is inconvenient for us. The Billboard Music Awards aired last night on NBC.
Rachel Smith is in the studio to give us the updates on this year's show. Rachel.
While there were a lot of winners, Post Malone and Lizzo stole the show.
Use your power, use your voice, and refuse to be suppressed. Thank you.
Lizzo's speech accepting the award for Top Song Sales Artist called for people to raise their voices and vote. She reiterated the point with her Christian Siriano dress that literally had "vote" written all over it. Post Malone was the most nominated artist of the night, running circles around the competition. Posty, as some call him, won 9 awards overall, including Top Male Artist, Top Rap Artist, and the biggest award of the night, Top Artist. He also performed from, quote, a top secret location in collaboration with rap artist Tyler Yahweh. John Legend also dedicated his moving performance of Never Break to his wife, Chrissy Teigen, after a recent announcement that they lost their baby. Let's take a look at some Billboard reactions from Twitter. Marianne says, John Legend starts his Billboard performance of Never Break by saying, "This is for Chrissy, so naturally I'm now in tears." Anna says, "Yes, Lizzo, yes, that dress, yes, that speech, yes," which is very common on Twitter for Lizzo. Make sure to check out Billboard.com to see the full list of winners. Back to you.
The bishopric of the Highland 19th Ward from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints sang a song to welcome people back to church.
In their musical parody video, the 3 church leaders sang along to the melody of The Longest Time by Billy Joel.
Ain't that exciting? Spread the word and start inviting. That hasn't happened for the longest time.
The Highland Ward had their first in-person meeting for church services since the pandemic started on October 11th. Their video has over 380,000 views and nearly 600 comments as of Wednesday afternoon.
Solving problems like poverty and homelessness is not easy to do, but reporter Savannah Osler found the largest social impact program in the world is here on BYU's campus and tells how to get involved.
BYU students can now take courses that will prepare them for a lifetime of service and giving back to their communities. BYU Ballard Center Director Todd Manwaring says why the creation of these social innovation courses was necessary.
We are focused on supporting part of BYU's mission statement that students should be learning how to solve social problems. And so students need to understand what a social problem is to do that. They need some skills and tools and approaches to be able to solve social problems.
Todd teaches and oversees these courses with the help of Stephen Fox. These advisors hope students learn to do the most amount of good in the right way.
I can't think of another university on the face of the planet that would have such a high percentage of students really passionately interested in going out and doing good.
More than 3,000 students from 120 majors participated in classes, internships, and competitions last year. Another 7,000 students attended events like TEDx BYU, clubs, and information sessions. The Ballard Center provides the largest social impact program at any university in the world. Todd says these courses teach students how to solve social problems more than just a service project.
It's having a deeper understanding of how do I use my knowledge, skills, God-given talents to actually deeply understand a social problem and recognize the organizations that are involved in solving that, and how can I become involved with them.
Students who complete the required courses get recognized as Ballard Scholars and receive a certificate at their graduation. Reporting for NewsLine in Provo, I'm Savannah Osler.
Thanks for sharing, Savannah. Now I want to get involved with the Ballards.
That's right. Well, do you like spiders? Well, how about giant spiders?
Yikes. A retired Fisher-Price toy maker uses his talents to make a delightfully spooky home display. David Muma started building his creepy creation from the ground up 5 months ago. A crane makes it move from the roof down to the yard. The display, which is in upstate New York, has attracted millions of views on social media. I don't like that.
I was definitely not thinking
No.
about a giant spider
It looks
or
like a bunch of
Halloween
legs,
5 months
like a bunch
ago.
of human legs.
Not
a fan.
Yes, I would honestly say that's the best I've ever seen. Well, thanks for joining us today for Newsline.
For more information on our stories or to share them with your friends, check out our website at universe.byu.edu/newsline.
Have a great day.